All right, you guys. So I'm back with another video. I did end up fixing my G35. I apologize for the long wait on this video. I did have to go to Spain for a couple months. I had a couple things I had to take care of down there. But I'm back in Arizona. Here with my boy. Say hi, Noah.
Hi.
But anyways, so got my G right here. Got it fixed. I'm not sure if you guys already see a difference on something. But in regards to the video, let's go outside. Come on, Noah. Open your door. So here's the beauty that I didn't get to drive for a couple months. Just pop the hood open. Hold it, Noah. Hard. It's heavy. Hold it with both hands, please. Up here. Hold it on this side. Right here. With both hands. Because it's heavy. Thank you. Alright. So this is my G35. It's not a Tesla, Noah.
Oh, I forgot that.
We're going to get a Tesla soon, though. So basically, I couldn't find a mechanic to fix the vehicle. I searched and searched and searched. I took it to several mechanics. They could not find the issue of what was wrong with my car, which was the start. It wasn't the starter, which everybody was saying, it's the starter, it's the starter. It wasn't the key. People were saying it was the key. It wasn't the fuel pump. Because I had changed all that stuff. People kept commenting, even after my first video that I had said I changed that stuff, they kept saying it was that, it was not that. So basically, my final attempt was to take it to the Nissan dealership, which I never intended to wanted to take it there because it's so expensive, really expensive. So basically, I had to take it, you know. I wanted to ride my G. So I had to take my vehicle. And basically what was wrong with it was they changed. How do I explain this? They looked over the vehicle for a whole week. Even the dealership could not find the issue. They contacted a G35 specialist in the U.S. and, well, I would say a VQ engine specialist and fittedness specialist, whatever you want to call it. I don't even remember what it was called. But basically, they said I needed to change my ECU, ECM, whatever you call it. So I said, you know what? I don't have the money to change for ECM or ECU. Like, that's too expensive for me. So I said, you know what? And I remember pulling an ECM from the, yeah.
If you want to buy a Tesla, you can use my money. You can use my 20 or my 5.
You said what?
If you want to buy a Tesla, you can use my $5 or the 20. Which one?
If I want to buy a Tesla, I can use your $5 or the 20?
Yeah. Which one? Okay.
The 20.
Okay, that's okay.
All right, we're going to get a Tesla soon. You like Teslas?
Yeah, I like Teslas.
Yeah.
Because Teslas are pretty cool.
Yeah, they are.
And George, look, we can save the 5 and the 1. And look, we can, and what? You can work for a water buddy. And you know what we can buy? You can buy Tesla Model S. Which one?
Ooh, I like that one.
Tesla Model S?
Well, back to the video, guys. He likes to talk a lot, and I love that about him. But, so, I remember actually getting an ECM, ECU from the junkyard. I pulled it out, and you guys have to make sure that it's from the same model. Because the ECMs, ECUs, they are very anal and specific to the number and the model of it. So, I had told the dealership, he had called me on the phone and said, hey, you need a new ECM, ECU. It's going to cost you around this much money, blah, 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 yada, yada. I told him, no, I'm not going to do that. I have one in my trunk. So he's like, you know what? Let me put that one in the trunk. He installed it. And turns out it wasn't that either. It wasn't that. So I was kind of pissed because, I mean, a week leaving it at the dealership and they still couldn't find what it was kind of was frustrating and upsetting for me. So I told them, hey, you guys need to find the issue. I dropped the car off to you guys and I need to find what's going on. So it wasn't the ECM, ECU, which I was kind of excited that they said it was that. And when they installed it, it wasn't that. That was heartbreaking for me. So, and it was crazy because before that, I had installed another ECU, ECM before I took it myself to the dealership. I installed it myself and it wasn't that either. But when they told me that, I was like, maybe I installed it wrong. So let them install this new one that I pulled from the junkyard. Maybe they have to do something else to it, you know? And I did have it programmed before. So it wasn't that, oh, they need to program it. So it wasn't that. But what I did tell them was that this bad boy here, the previous one I had, so if you go back to my videos, I had, this is an automatic, by the way. I had a manual cluster, which I was like, does that have to do something with it? Is that the reason why my car is not starting? Because it has a freaking a manual cluster. And they looked over there like, you know what? It could be that. Who knows? It might be that. So they're like, okay, well, we're going to order one from a website and we're going to install it for you. And we'll see where we go from there. So they ordered my automatic cluster, which is right here. So when I turn on the vehicle, the previous one on all manuals, on this little circle here, it's going to say rev. You see, mine says P. Before it never said P, which is park. When I put it in neutral, it'll say N. When I put it in D, it'll say D. And obviously, sport. But what's crazy about it is, my car, when I got it, it had an manual cluster, which I was very skeptical about because I'm like, that has to be something with the vehicle. I mean, I've never heard of a manual cluster in an automatic car. I've heard of automatic clusters in manual cars, but never a manual in an automatic car. So I told him, you know what, change that and see how that goes. So 2 days later goes by, and they call me and says, hey, your Jeep is fucking ready. I'm sorry for the language, but your G35 is ready. Come pick it up. I told them, what was the issue? Was it really the cluster? And they indeed did say it was the cluster. So for anybody that is having issues with their G35, I'm so sorry to break it to you, but if you have a manual, it might be the cluster with an automatic cluster in the manual car. It might be the issue for you, but if you have an automatic G35 and it has a manual cluster that reads rev here, it should say rev if it's a manual cluster. That is your issue. But other than that, if your car is not starting due to that same issue I had, I'm sorry to break it to you, but it might be ECM, ECU, it might be the fuel pump. Most importantly, it might be the crankshaft, bank 1 and bank 2, and camshaft. You know, it could be those. And those aren't too expensive, but if you are planning on getting the crankshaft and the camshaft, bank 1s and bank 2, please buy it from the dealership. Do not buy from AutoZone, Penny Pincher, O'Reilly. Do not buy it from those stores because they are very cheap.
there's a lot of good stuff you can get from there, a lot of good parts from those stores. But for that specific part, you have to buy it from the dealership. It needs to be straight up OEM, you guys. So if you guys are having the issue, it most likely will be the crankshaft, bank 1, bank 2, camshaft, and you guys need to purchase those at the dealership. They are going to be pricey, but I can almost promise you that that could be the issue. That you guys are buying it from one of those stores and it's not functioning properly. So get it from the dealership, you guys. Other than that, I mean, the issue, I mean, it should be noticeable right away. Mine wasn't noticeable. The most unnoticeable issue that it could be is a camshaft and crankshaft, bank 1, bank 2. Those are the ones that you don't know. It's not giving you any signs. It's not throwing it on the check engine light, and it could be that. But in mine, I changed everything, you guys, everything entirely, from the fuel pump regulator, the fuel pump, the fuel pressure lines. I changed all spark plugs. Even though I knew it wasn't that, I was just going crazy for the fact that I couldn't find the issue. So I changed everything. I got a new TV. So it was pretty pricey for me. I bought new crankshafts, bank 1, bank 2. I bought them from O'Reilly's. So when I went to the dealership, I did buy them from there. So they swapped them out. But other than that, it was a cluster. So if you guys have the issue with the cluster, have that replaced right away. So if you guys do have that starting issue and you see that you guys have a cluster from the opposite vehicle, so it's an automatic if you guys have an automatic cluster on a manual car, get that changed. If you guys have a manual car with an automatic cluster, get that changed entirely. It could be the issue. And what was going on with mine was that one of the wires wasn't connecting because it was missing a wire. The manual cluster was missing a wire that the automatic only has, that was throwing park neutral switch on my check engine light, which wasn't starting my car. And if you have park neutral switch, that could be the issue with it. But only manuals have the park neutral switch sensor. So I was going crazy. I'm like, I can't find the dang automatic car that has a park neutral switch. I can't find that part, like, to change it. But turns out I was having a manual cluster, and that was what was going on, what was wrong. And I suggest you guys to get that same part, and Noah does suggest it too as well, huh? So you guys, I appreciate your patience. I knew you guys were commenting a lot, and I am going to do many upgrades. I'm back in Arizona, you guys, so I'm back doing upgrades here for you guys, and I will definitely be putting on some new videos of upgrades on the vehicle. Say see ya.
See ya.
Alright, you guys.